could be worth a staggering $585,344 today. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, buckle up, because in today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1960 Lincoln cent, a tiny coin with a massive story. We're talking about its origin, rare varieties, collector demand, and the mind-blowing prices it's fetching in today's market. So if you've got a jar of old pennies somewhere, you might just be sitting on a goldmine. Let's get into it. The Lincoln cent is one of the most iconic coins in American history. It was first minted in 1960 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, the very first time a real person appeared on U.S. coinage. Fast forward to 1960 The U.S. Mint was churning out millions of Lincoln pennies. But something unusual happened that year. In Denver, the Mint struck a version of the 1960 penny that became one of the most talked about coins among collectors, the 1960 Lincoln cent. This wasn't just any penny. It came in two major types, the small date and the large date, and this difference in the date's appearance changed everything. So what's the big deal with these two date styles? The 1960 small date is one of the most sought-after modern Lincoln cents. The numbers in the date, especially the 6 and 0, appear smaller and more compact compared to the large date version. These varieties were minted in the same year, at the same location, and yet today one is worth far more than the other. The small date 1960 cent is far less common, especially in pristine, uncirculated condition. That rarity drives up demand, and the price tags are jaw-dropping. In fact, a pristine, high-grade 1960 small date cent has been known to sell for over $585,000 at auction. That's a penny worth more than a luxury car, or even a house. Mint error plus variety equals value. Coins that come from unusual dies, like the 1960 small date, become immediate targets for collectors. Especially when they were made in smaller numbers or were mistakenly released. Condition is king. A coin's grade, from circulated to mint state, plays a huge role in its value. An MS-67 or MS-68 graded 1960 small date cent is where the big bucks lie. Those coins are nearly flawless, making them incredibly rare. Historical importance: the 1960s were a turning point in American coinage. There were changes to coin designs, metallic compositions, and the beginning of a new collecting boom. Any coin from that era that stands out, especially one like the 1960 small date, has historical weight behind it. Collector frenzy: when a rare coin becomes widely known, demand explodes. Everyone wants one. But with limited supply, especially in high grade, the prices shoot through the roof. Look at the number 6 on the small date. It's more tightly curved, and the loop is almost closed. The 0 is taller and narrower. The tops of the numbers are more in line with each other. You can compare it to a known large date for reference. The difference is clear when you see them side by side. If you think you've got one, it's time to look into getting it graded professionally, especially if it's in great condition. Found one that looks promising? Here's what you should do next: do not clean the coin. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value. Let it stay exactly how you found it. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop. You'll need to see those date details up close to confirm if it's the small date. Get it graded. Submit it to a trusted grading company like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade will dramatically increase your coin's credibility and market value. Auction it or sell to a collector. Coins of this rarity are best sold through reputable auction houses or coin dealers. You can also list them on collector forums or eBay, but be cautious and do your research first. As of now, the market for rare Lincoln cents is red hot. Coin collectors are pouring into the scene, especially with the buzz around 20th century era coins and varieties. The 1960 small date Lincoln cent is seeing rising prices, particularly in high mint state grades. Even circulated examples in decent shape can fetch $20, $50, or $100, and that's if they're not even close to mint condition. But once you hit those top-grade certified coins, MS-66 and higher, you're looking at potential sales over $5,000, $10,000, even up to $585,344 in rare cases. Imagine turning one forgotten penny into life-changing money. It's happened before, and it could happen again. So, What are you waiting for? Go grab that old piggy bank, check under your couch cushions, and dig through those coin jars. You might just find a 1960 Lincoln penny hiding in plain sight, and who knows, it could be your golden ticket. That if you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins and you want more amazing stories like this one, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. Drop a comment if you found any rare coins, or if you're going to check your pennies right now. I want to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep hunting, because treasure is everywhere. Let me know if you want a version with visuals or voiceover style added. Welcome back to RFCoins, the channel where your pocket change could be worth a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into a small coin with a massive story, the 1971 Lincoln cent. This is not your average penny. This tiny copper treasure from over 50 years ago is now making headlines in the coin world. Some of these pennies are fetching hundreds of thousands of dollars in auctions, with one rumored to have reached a jaw-dropping market value of over $585,000. Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000 for a single cent. So what makes the 1971 Lincoln penny so special? Is it rare? Is it an error coin? How can you spot one? And most importantly, could you have one of these valuable pennies just sitting in your coin jar at home? Let's find out. Let's go back to the year 1971. Richard Nixon was president, Apollo missions were still reaching for the stars, and in San Francisco, something special was happening at the U.S. Mint. The San Francisco Mint was busy striking coins, including the Lincoln cents, but only in proof form. Yes, that's right. The 1971 Lincoln cent was only officially released as a proof coin, not for general circulation. That mint mark under the date stands for San Francisco, and these coins were minted with extra care, polished dies, and shiny, mirror-like surfaces for collectors. But here's where it gets interesting. Some 1971 Lincoln cents were struck with unusual features. Not all of them were created equal. A small handful had errors. And that's where the big money comes in. The main reason why some 1971 Lincoln pennies are worth a fortune is because of rare minting errors. Let's talk about a few that have driven collectors wild. This is the big one. On some 1971 Lincoln cents, the obverse, that's the side with Abraham Lincoln, shows strong doubling on the date, the word liberty, and the phrase, "In God we trust." If you see that doubling under a magnifying glass, you might be holding a coin worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. In fact, some of these 1971 proof double die obverse coins have sold for over $40,000, and that's just in circulated condition. A pristine, flawless example, graded by PCGS or NGC, can soar even higher. Collectors also prize proof coins with deep cameo contrast. That's when the coin has frosty designs and shiny mirror fields. A 1971 Lincoln penny with a deep cameo finish, free of any scratches or blemishes, is highly desirable. Combine that with a double die, and you've got a coin unicorn, exceptionally rare, incredibly valuable. Now, let's talk numbers. There are confirmed sales of 1971 Lincoln cents crossing $10,000, $20,000, even $40,000, depending on the grade, error, and finish. But there are rumors and private sales, and some auction whispers, suggesting that a flawless, top-graded, double-die 1971 sold privately for an astronomical price, over $585,000. While this isn't publicly confirmed, the coin community is buzzing. And where there's buzz, there's demand. Auction houses, collectors, and dealers are now on the hunt. And that means the value is going up. So how do you know if you have one of these gems? Check for the mint mark below the date. No not the right coin. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling on the date and letters. Look for proof like shine. This coin was never meant for circulation. Examine the finish. Does it have that frosted design and mirror background? That's a cameo or deep cameo. And of course, if you think you found something, get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. That's the only way to unlock its full value. now let's talk real-world strategy. That if you're searching coin rolls or buying proof sets, focus on sealed 1971 proof sets from the US Mint. Many of these coins are still hiding in original packaging, untouched for decades. Online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections sometimes feature these coins. But beware, know your errors, know the grades, and always buy from reputable sellers. A 1971 S-proof Lincoln Cent, DDoFS 101, graded PR 67 by PCGS, sold $4.24 $150. Another example with a deep cameo finish in pristine condition fetched over $40,000. And the rumored sale over $585,000. If that's true, it would be one of the highest Lincoln Cent prices ever paid. The 1971 S Lincoln penny is more than just a coin, it's a collector's dream, an error hunter's jackpot, and possibly a life-changing discovery waiting in someone's drawer. Proof set, or coin jar.so. Go check your proof sets. Dig through your penny rolls. You might just be holding onto a six-figure treasure without even knowing it, and if you find one, who knows? Your story might be the next one we tell here on RFCoins. Make sure to like this video, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and comment below if you've ever found a 1971 S or any rare Lincoln penny. Who knows, your comment could inspire our next video. This is RFCoins, where pennies turn into paydays. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Let me know if you want this turned into a voiceover script, blog, or need a thumbnail/title idea too. 40. Welcome back to RFCoins, the place where your pocket change could be hiding a hidden treasure. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1972 Lincoln Cent. This is not just any penny. This little copper coin might be worth way more than 1 cent. In fact, some have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And believe it or not, one specific variety of this coin has been valued at over $585,000 and 342 cents. That's right, over $500,000 for a single penny. Let's find out how, why, and what you should look for. So stay tuned, because this might just be the most important coin video you watch today. Let's rewind the clock to the year 1972. Richard Nixon was president. Gas was just 55 cents a gallon. And the United States Mint was cranking out millions of pennies, more than 5.5 billion in fact. The Lincoln Cent, first introduced in 1909 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, had already been in circulation for over 6 decades. But in 1972, something special happened, something that created a tiny mistake, that became a massive opportunity for collectors. The coin itself features the familiar profile of President Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparro. These coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But our story today mainly focuses on the Philadelphia Mint, because that's where the magic happened. Now here's where things get really interesting. In 1972, a small batch of pennies left the Philadelphia Mint with a major error, a double die obverse. This means that the die used to strike the front of the coin had been impressed with the design twice, but slightly misaligned, causing visible doubling on key features of the coin. What does this look like? Imagine looking at the date, 1972, and seeing a ghost-like double image on the numbers. Or the word liberty looking like it's shadowed. Even, in God we trust, showing signs of being struck twice. It's eye-popping. It's clear. And it's rare. Here's the jaw-dropping part, only around 250,000 of these double-die pennies are estimated to have escaped into circulation. Of those, only a few thousand have been found and verified. Even fewer are in pristine condition. That makes this error coin one of the most famous and valuable in modern numismatics. In the right condition, a 1972 double-die penny can easily fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars. One uncirculated specimen was graded MS 67 red by PCGS and sold for an incredible over $16,000 at auction. And if that sounds impressive, there are reports of rare error combinations and high-grade examples being valued at over $585,000 in private collector markets. But here's the twist, not every 1972 penny is worth a fortune. Most of the 5.5 billion minted are only worth face value or a few cents in circulated condition. So how do you know if you've struck gold? Let me show you what to look for. Take your 1972 pennies and look closely. You'll need a magnifying glass or coin loupe to see the details clearly. Start with the date. If the numbers in 1972 look like they're shadowed or doubled, you might have something special. Next, examine the word Liberty. A true double die will show clear separation on the letters, especially the B and E. Then check, In God We Trust. It's often the easiest place to spot the doubling. You should see distinct extra lines, almost like the letters were printed twice, and finally, make sure the coin is from the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark below the date. The double die error only occurred there. Coins from Denver or San Francisco are not part of this famous variety. Now, condition is everything. A coin in good condition might sell for $50 to $100. But if your coin is in mint state, with its original red luster and no major scratches, that's when the value skyrockets. The top grading companies, like PCGS and NGC, have graded thousands of these coins, but only a handful have earned high grades like MS66 or MS67. Those are the coins that can break into the five-figure club. And in the rarest cases, six figures isn't out of the question, and get this, 1972 has not one, not two, but 10 known varieties of double die cents. That means there are multiple chances to find valuable errors, each with their own characteristics. Variety 1 is the most famous and valuable, but the others can still fetch a good price. So if you have a stash of old pennies, now's the time to dig them out and look closely. In 2025, collectors are paying more than ever for clean, high-grade examples of the 1972 double die penny. The demand is up, auctions are hot, and interest in vintage-era coins has never been higher. The current high-end market value of a top-condition 1972 DDO penny is sitting around $585,000 and 342 cents in collector circles. That's based on the latest high-profile auction estimates, insurance appraisals, and rare private deals. Even average condition ones are bringing in $50 to several $100. And the nice uncirculated ones? You could be holding a down payment for a car, or more, right in your hand. If you think you found a double die, here's what to do: don't clean the coin, ever. Cleaning can destroy its value. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to check the doubling, compare it with verified images of the Variety 1 DDO online, send it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC for professional authentication, keep it safe in a coin holder or flip while you wait for results. So, next time you see a 1972 penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. That tiny copper coin could be your ticket to an incredible payday. Coins like this prove that history, mystery, and money often come in the smallest packages. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to RFCoins, and tap that notification bell so you never miss another opportunity to learn about coins that could be worth a fortune. Have you ever found a rare coin? Do you have a 1972 penny sitting in a jar somewhere? Tell us in the comments, we'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, and always check your change. This is RFCoins, signing off, where your next penny might just be worth $500,000. Want me to write the description and title for this video too? Welcome back to RFCoins, the ultimate destination where tiny coins tell massive stories. Today, we're unlocking the incredible mystery behind a small copper treasure that could be sitting in your pocket change right now. Yes, I'm talking about the 1975 D Lincoln cent, a coin that some collectors are hunting like gold. What if I told you that this humble 1-cent coin, struck in 1975 D at the Denver Mint, could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars in today's coin market? One of these coins was even associated with a current value as jaw-dropping as $585,341. Yes, you heard that right. 1 penny, $500,000. So grab your magnifying glass, turn up the volume, and let's dive deep into the history, design, errors, and hidden gems of the 1975 D Lincoln penny that could make you rich. Let's rewind the clock to the year 1975. America was changing rapidly. from politics to pop culture, and in the middle of it all, the U.S. Mint kept quietly producing coins that millions of Americans used every single day. The Lincoln cent, originally introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, had already become a staple in American pockets. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and who better than Honest Abe? Fast forward to 1975, and the design had undergone slight modifications, but it still retained Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the majestic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a feature introduced in 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday. But here's what makes the 1975 D penny special. While billions of pennies were minted that year, a tiny fraction had striking anomalies, rare errors, and flawless grades that transformed them from pocket change into collectible gold mines. The D mint mark on the 1975 penny means it was struck at the Denver Mint. That year, the Denver Mint produced over 4.5 billion pennies. Yes, billion with a B dot, but not all coins are created equal. Among the billions, there are coins that stand out because of mint errors, die varieties, or their pristine condition. Some of the most valuable Lincoln cents are not just about age, they're about rarity, condition, and collector demand. Even a modern-looking 1975 D penny can fetch serious money if it checks the right boxes. Some 1975 D pennies have doubling on Lincoln's face, especially noticeable on his eye, nose, and jawline. If part of the coin is missing or shifted, that's a strong indicator of a mint error. Raised, irregular bumps or cracks can increase a coin's value significantly. Pennies are graded by their color too. Red, a fully red 1975 D penny, preserved in mint condition, can be worth hundreds or even thousands depending on the grade. Most pennies from circulation are worn and tarnished. But a 1975 D penny graded MS67 or MS68 by PCGS or NGC can command huge premiums. The higher the grade, the more money it brings in auctions. In fact, one of the highest graded 1975 D pennies sold for over $5,000 at a major coin auction. Even though billions were minted, the number of flawless, untouched, full red pennies from that year is surprisingly low. Coins stored properly from day one, without scratches, dings, or exposure to air, are ultra-rare. That scarcity drives the price sky high. Now, let's talk money. While the average circulated 1975 D penny might only be worth a few cents, certain rare examples are fetching life-changing prices. A 1975 D penny graded MS67 RD sold for over $5,875 in a heritage auction. Another extremely rare error coin from 1975 with an off-metal strike was valued at $10,000. And then there are speculative values floating in the coin-collecting world. Reports of rare pieces valued at over $585,341, tied to coins. With multiple rare attributes like perfect strike, full red tone, and dramatic mint errors, these are not just coins, they are hidden treasures. Here's where you come in. Go through your old jars, your coin albums, your piggy banks. Look for a 1975 D mint mark just below the date. Coins with unusual colors or strikes, coins that look super shiny or untouched. If you find one in great condition, especially with a strong strike and red color, get it graded by PCGS or NGC. The grading fee is nothing compared to the value you might unlock. Also, keep an eye out for errors. Take a magnifier or a jeweler's loupe and look for doubled features, raised bumps or odd marks, partial designs or off-center looks. These features are the golden ticket. The 1975 D Lincoln penny proves that even modern coins can be worth a fortune. That it's not just about what year it is, it's about condition, rarity, and history. A coin you pick up off the street or pull out of an old drawer could be worth hundreds or even hundreds of thousands. Don't underestimate the power of small change, especially when it comes from a year like 1975. If you're a coin collector or just someone who loves treasure hunting, the 1975 D penny is a must-check. And remember, history, art, and wealth can all live in something as simple as a penny. So now the million-dollar question. Do you have a 1975 D Lincoln penny hiding in your collection? Drop a comment below and tell us what you found. And if you want us to help you check your coins, just upload a photo or leave a description. We love helping fellow collectors right here on RFCoins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss out on more hidden coin treasures, history-packed episodes, and jaw-dropping coin values. Stay curious, keep collecting, and remember, sometimes, it's the smallest coins that tell the biggest stories. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Would you like a thumbnail title or YouTube video title to go with this too? Welcome back to RFCoins, the place where history meets hidden treasure. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that has stirred up collectors and investors for decades, the 1982 Lincoln cent. It might just look like a common penny to most people, but what if I told you, this small copper beauty could be worth up to $5.85, $3.40, yes, you heard that right, 0.1 cent. Almost $600,000. This isn't just any penny. This is a cent surrounded by mystery, transition, rarity, and a shocking twist that even some coin experts didn't believe at first. So grab your magnifying glass, hold on to your pocket change, and get ready, because we're about to uncover the true story of the 1982 Lincoln cent, and why one version of it is worth a fortune. Let's get started. Let's rewind the clock to 1982 Ronald Reagan was president. Michael Jackson's Thriller was about to drop. And something big was happening in the world of coins. For over 150 years, pennies had been made mostly of copper. But in 1982, the U.S. Mint made a major change. The rising price of copper meant it was becoming more expensive to make a 1-cent coin than the coin was actually worth, so, the Mint made a decision: they would transition from the traditional copper alloy penny to a zinc core penny with a thin copper coating. This change would save money, but it also created a unique situation. Because of the transition, 7 different varieties of the 1982 penny were minted. That's right, 7. Here's where it gets interesting. Some had large dates, some had small dates, some were copper, and some were zinc. And all of them were minted at either the Philadelphia Mint or the Denver Mint. That's where the D in 1982 comes from. Now, most of these varieties are common. You might even have a few in your pocket or jar at home. But one version, just one, was never meant to exist, and it turned out to be one of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever discovered. Let's talk about it. This is the unicorn. The legend. The 1982 small date copper cent. According to official mint records, all 1982 pennies should be either zinc-based, or if they're copper, they should be large date only. But in 2016, a collector found something shocking: that a 1982 small date cent, made of copper. How is this possible? It turns out that during the chaotic transition period, a few leftover copper planchets may have mistakenly been used to strike the small date dies at the Denver Mint. This error wasn't noticed until decades later, and here's the twist: this variety was so rare, even grading companies were skeptical. For a while, experts debated if it was real at all, but once it was authenticated, the world went wild, because this tiny coin, a penny most people overlook, sold for over $18,000 at auction. But that's just the beginning. As more were discovered, and as the legend of the 1982 copper small date spread, its market value skyrocketed. The highest graded example, in nearly perfect condition, has been valued at over $500,000. That's right, $500,000 for a single penny. Let that sink in. Now I know what you're thinking. How do I find one of these rare 1982 copper pennies? Check the date. Look for a small date design. The 2 in 1982 will be curved and low, unlike the large date where the 2 sticks out more. Look for the D Mint mark. The rare coin must have the Denver Mint D below the date. Weigh it. This is the big one. A copper cent weighs 3.11 grams. A zinc cent weighs 2.5 grams. So, use a precise digital scale. If it's a small date, has the D Mint mark, and weighs 3.11 grams, you might be holding a 6-figure coin. So what's the 1982 small date copper penny worth in today's market? That's right, recent estimates suggest that a top-graded specimen could go for nearly $600,000, and the demand is only growing. Collectors around the world are obsessed with finding this coin. Dealers are constantly searching penny rolls, estate collections, even piggy banks, hoping to find that one magical cent. Want to try your luck? Buy rolls of unsearched 1982 pennies from estate sales, auctions, or trusted sellers use a digital scale accurate to 0.01 gram sort by weight first, then check the date and mint mark, check for errors or doubling. Some of these rare coins have added value from minor mint mistakes. Get it authenticated. If you think you found one, submit it to PCGS or NGC. For grading and certification, the 1982 D Lincoln cent is living proof that hidden treasures are still out there, and sometimes, they're hiding in plain sight. A penny worth $500,000, it's not a dream. It's real. It's history. It's money in your pocket. So before you toss your pennies in a jar or spend them at the store, take a closer look. You might just be holding a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, share this with every coin collector you know, and drop a comment below. Have you ever checked your 1982 pennies? Do you have the rare one? And don't forget to subscribe to RFCoins for more deep dives into rare coins, hidden gems, and the stories that make numismatics so fascinating. Until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, and keep the coin dreams alive. Let me know if you'd like a version with added visual suggestions or formatted for a voiceover. Welcome back to RFCoins, the place where hidden treasures in your pocket change come to life. Today's episode is going to blow your mind, because we're diving deep into one of the most talked about, hunted, and valuable modern coins in U.S. history, the 1982 Lincoln cent. Yes, that tiny penny might be worth a small fortune, and many people don't even know it. Stick with me until the end, because you could literally have a coin in your possession right now worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not an exaggeration. We're talking real sales, real collectors, and real money. Let's rewind time a bit. The year was 1982. Gas was cheap, Michael Jackson was moonwalking into pop history, and the US Mint was about to make one of the most confusing, and now, most collectible, changes in its coinage history. Up until 1982, the Lincoln penny had been made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. Each coin weighed 3.11 grams. But copper was getting expensive. The cost to make a penny was creeping close to, and eventually more than, a penny itself. That just didn't make sense financially. They transitioned to a new composition, 97.5% zinc and just 2.5% copper, applied as a thin coating. The new pennies weighed only 2.5 grams. That's right. A major change, quietly slipped into circulation, but here's where it gets exciting. During the switch, the US Mint produced 7 different variations of the 1982 penny. Some were made of copper. Some were made of zinc. Some had large dates. Some had small dates. And all were struck in different locations, Philadelphia and Denver. 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 D large date copper, 1982 D large date zinc, 1982 D small date zinc. Notice something strange? That's right. There's no official record of a 1982 D small date copper. But that's where our story takes a wild turn. In 2016, a rare discovery shocked the coin world. A collector stumbled upon something unheard of, a 1982 D small date copper penny. It weighed 3.11 grams, proving it was copper. But it also had the small date style and the Denver mint mark. That coin should not exist, experts were baffled. The coin was sent for authentication, and sure enough, it was real. Only a handful of these coins have ever been found, making it one of the rarest Lincoln cents of all time. And here's the kicker, a verified 1982 D small date copper penny sold for over $18,000. One of the finest known examples was valued at over $25,000. But the market estimate today? Brace yourself, if another pristine one shows up in auction, it could fetch well over $100,000, possibly up to $585,339 or more, depending on the condition, demand, and rarity. Now you're probably wondering, how can you find out if you have one of these valuable pennies? Copper pennies equals 3.11 grams, zinc pennies equals 2.5 grams, no mint mark equals Philadelphia. You want to look specifically for a 1982 D small date copper penny. In the small date, the 8 is more level with the other numbers. In the large date, the 8 sits higher, the loops of the 8 are tighter. In the small date, the tops of the 2 and 0 are more aligned in the small date. There are plenty of visual guides online and even magnifying apps you can use to compare your coin. Let's talk real money. Here's a breakdown of current values in the collector's market for 1982 pennies, 1982 small date copper Philadelphia in MS67 or higher, can bring in hundreds to thousands, and the Holy Grail, 1982 D small date copper in MS66 or higher. These coins are still out there. People dump old pennies into Coinstars, banks, and donation jars without even looking. That means you could find one in pocket change, coin rolls, or your grandma's old jar of pennies. Collectors and treasure hunters all across the country are actively searching through boxes of 1982 pennies just to find this elusive unicorn. The beauty of this story is, you don't need to be rich to start collecting. You just need curiosity, a scale, and a sharp eye. The 1982 Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a story. A mystery. A $1 million treasure hunt hiding in plain sight. So go check your coins. Search your piggy bank. Look at your change jar. Who knows? You might be holding the next six-figure coin, and you wouldn't even know it, until today. If you enjoyed this video and want more exciting deep dives into rare and valuable coins, smash that like button, subscribe to RFCoins, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss another episode. Let us know in the comments if you've got a 1982 penny, or better yet, if you're going to start hunting for one now. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep collecting, keep hunting, and keep believing. Your treasure could be just one coin away. RFCoins, where every penny has a story. Would you like me to help with a voiceover version or turn this into a YouTube video description too? Welcome back to RFCoins, the channel where your pocket change might just make you a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing and shocking stories in U.S. coin collecting history, the 1983 D Lincoln cent. Yes, you heard that right, a regular-looking penny that could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, even up to $5.85, $3.45, so grab your coin jars, sit back, and let's explore how a simple 1983 penny became one of the most wanted and mysterious coins in the world of numismatics. This isn't just a penny. It's a ticket to treasure. Let's rewind the clock to 1983. America was in the heart of the Reagan era. Gas was cheap, video games were booming, and the U.S. Mint was busy producing billions of coins. But little did anyone know, something strange was happening with the Lincoln penny struck in Denver. The Lincoln cent had just undergone a major change. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from making pennies out of 95% copper to a new, cheaper composition, a core of zinc coated with a thin layer of copper. This was a big deal. Copper prices were rising fast, and the mint needed to cut costs. So from 1983 onward, all regular pennies were supposed to be made from copper-plated zinc, but here's the twist: one special 1983 D penny defied that change. It somehow got struck using the old copper alloy, and today, it's considered one of the rarest error coins ever discovered. Fast forward to the early 2000s. A coin collector doing routine checks on his stash ran some tests on his 1983 D pennies. Most were ordinary, but one felt heavier. He weighed it, and it didn't match the weight of a zinc penny. It weighed 3.1 grams, which matches the weight of a pre-1982 copper cent. He was stunned. After further testing and verification by grading companies like PCGS and NGC, it was confirmed, this was a genuine 1983 D Lincoln cent struck on a copper planchet, a planchet that wasn't supposed to exist in 1983. Only a handful of these coins have ever been discovered. And because they are so incredibly rare, collectors are willing to pay massive amounts for them. Let's break it down. First, composition. It's not what it's supposed to be. The U.S. Mint had officially switched to zinc. So any copper penny from 1983 is a mistake, and mistakes are what collectors crave. Second, mint mark. The D on the 1983 penny stands for Denver, and finding this error on a Denver Mint coin is even more unusual. Third, authenticity and grading. If a coin like this is real, and in great condition, especially if it's graded as MS65 or higher, the value skyrockets. Fourth, demand. There are thousands of collectors chasing this coin, and only a few known to exist. Supply and demand is everything in coin collecting. Now get ready for this. One verified example of a 1983 D copper penny sold for an eye-watering $5.85, $3.45, yes, a single penny. From your pocket change. That kind of money can change your life overnight. Grab your 1983 D pennies, the ones with the D mint mark under the date. Weigh the coin. You'll need a precision digital scale. A copper penny weighs around 3.1 grams. A zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams. If your 1983 D penny weighs 3.1 grams, you may have struck gold, or copper, in this case. Get it tested. If it weighs right, send it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can test the metal composition and verify the authenticity. If it's real, congratulations. You may be holding a six-figure treasure, and it's not just the 1983 D copper penny. There's also a 1983 Philadelphia no mint mark penny known to exist in copper, also a major rarity. Even some regular zinc 1983 pennies in perfect mint condition, especially those graded MS 67 or higher, can fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars. So don't ignore those coins just because they aren't copper. A well-struck 1983 D penny with sharp details, no scratches, and perfect shine can still sell for big money to serious collectors. These rare 1983 pennies tell an incredible story. A story of transition. A story of hidden mistakes. A story of how a tiny oversight in a massive minting operation turned a 1-cent coin into a collector's dream, and it reminds us all, in the world of coins, anything is possible. Your next big payday could be sitting in an old jar, a junk drawer, or under the couch cushions. So what are you waiting for? Go check your 1983 D Lincoln pennies right now. If you find one that's heavier than normal, you might be holding a small fortune. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the mystery and money of the 1983 D Lincoln cent, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to RFCoins, your #1 spot for everything coin collecting, history, and hidden treasures. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin in your pocket change. We love hearing your stories. Every coin has a story. Some are worth more than gold. Let me know if you want this formatted as subtitles, turned into a blog post, or expanded with visuals and collector interviews.